I'm going to rebuild this $6 million a month app using only AI without writing a single line of code. And I'm going to show you everything from the exact prompts I use, the methods I use to debug, how to set up a database and infrastructure, how to get your designs to look actually good. And if you stay to the end, I will give you access to free credits on Lovable so you can start your very own project from scratch today using nothing but just AI. Now this app that we will be building today is Trello, which is a massive to-do list company. It's a pretty simple app, but essentially just a Kanban board where people can track different tasks, projects, statuses, share it, etc. So we are going to basically clone this today just to show you how easy it is to build an app that's doing, I think it's close to $50 or $60 million a year. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Dribble. I'm going to look at some Kanban boards to see if we can find some inspiration for this. So I really like this one, pretty similar to Trello. So I'm going to take this in here to Lovable. Now, what I like to do before even getting started is I like to chat with the project. So I'm going to say, I'm building a Kanban to-do board. Ask me questions to scope out. So what this allows us to do is Lovable has a really great chat mode, which a lot of people don't really know about. But essentially this allows us to actually think through the project, and Lovable will actually start asking us questions to better understand what we're looking to build. So I'm going to share the design reference like it asks, so I'll paste it in here. So as you can see, Lovable has spun up some questions here. So this is really good. It actually really starts thinking through the project. So I'm going to go my team, yes with email, password. We want drag and drop, due dates, labels, multiple boards, all that. And we'll do medium features for now. Submit this. Okay, so it's asking me for my design reference. I'll share that. Let's say team features. Should team members see all boards? We'll say team members see all boards. And notifications, we'll say no notifications needed. So as you can see, it's asking really good questions to really get a clear definition on what we're trying to build here. So this is great. Okay, so Lovable is going now and creating the core features, the style design reference, and let's see how it does. Be able to create custom columns. We'll just say implement full plan. We'll just say board view and custom columns. Now it's going to, I believe, exit chat mode, probably start building. And we're going to enable Lovable Cloud, which is the database that we'll be using make this easy. So you can see Lovable is now going and executing against the different tasks. So this is a much more thoughtful way of approaching the build, because a lot of people will just go and start building just with one prompt. But you can see if you go through this method, we can call the chat mode method, it takes its time a lot more with the different tasks. It understands the design systems, the board components, and it will go ahead and actually start creating the database all for you. So we'll give this a few minutes and come back once it's done. Okay, so after a few minutes, we have our first version. Let's see how we are looking here. We'll go here. Test. Okay, so it's going to ask us to create a team, which is nice. We'll do general, work on. Okay, great. So we have actually a pretty solid start. If we look back at their designs, it's kind of using that purple. It's not doing a great job, but I think some of the fonts and UI, but we can probably improve that. But let's take a look. So off the bat, hover, not great, but is what it is. We'll create a board called marketing. Okay, so here we go. So we can go to do video. I don't know what just happened. Let's try that again. Okay, so it looks like we're running into our first issue of something going on. I'm not sure if it's a filter problem, but it doesn't seem like our board is working. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our database here, and we're going to see what we have. So we have the board that was created. We have two cards. What I want to check here is if they're actually being saved to the correct board. And it doesn't seem like there's anything to link it back to a board, so I think that's the issue. Cards aren't saving to the board. Let's try that. Okay, so it looks like it fixed it here, and you can see actually now we have the cards showing up on the board, so that was pretty easy. And you can see when we click into it, we have status, we can change it. Let's see if this works. It did change it, but if I change this, okay, so it looks like these statuses aren't matching up to the board itself, but I guess it's slightly different. So one issue that I'm seeing is that we're needing to refresh the page every time something happens. We'll start with just asking it every time add or change something on the board, it reload. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to chat mode here and ask it first to see how it proposes we fix this before just implementing it. Chat mode is a lot better for actually thinking through app solutions and debugging things. So as you can see, it's basically reading different files, looking at, see the problem, found the problem here. Cool, so we're gonna click implement the plan. I'm gonna trust on this one, but it seems like some issue with the fetching of the data. Okay, so it looks like it's wrapping up here. It's going to stop the reload field, and let's see how this is. So I'm just gonna refresh this just to make sure. Let's see if I add a new column. Oh, perfect, so that worked like a charm. And let's see if I add a new card as well. There we go. So I want to make sure that these statuses are actually matching the columns on the board. So I'm going to say the statuses should the same match the columns on the board. Now while this is working, let's play around with the app and see what we need to do. So filtering doesn't really do much, but I'm not too concerned with that. If we go to the profile, it doesn't seem like there's anything for that right now. If we go to here and we search, doesn't seem like that is working yet, so we may need to fix that. You can drag and drop, that works nicely. Can I delete columns? Can I rename this? Pause. Okay, that works nicely as well. And we're supposed to have comments, so let's see, comment. Okay, perfect, has the time, that's looking really good. And if I go and create another board, you can see, oh, may have found a bug here. Oh no, I think it was just a loading issue. But yeah, it seems like it's working correctly. Yeah, it seems like that's a bit of an issue though. It seems like when I switch fast, it kind of glitches. Kind of, I don't know, inconsistent. We'll test to make sure this is working. Bit slow on the load, but not much we can do. But we want to edit the status in the edit field as well, which should on the board. Cool. So looks like we have a small responsive issue here as well, but I'm not gonna kind of concern myself too much with that. Let's also play around with the inviting. So I'm gonna go and invite my real email here. It seems like they need to be signed up first. It isn't necessarily ideal, but let me create another account here. Okay, so we'll create another account, one Gmail. Test. Okay, so if I go back here, go invite test1.com, let's see. Look at that. That is very cool. So now we have this, and you can see there's two different members on it. So that's really cool. I mean, that's actually some decently advanced functionality. I mean, that works pretty well. Let's see the sync status now. So this is working well. Perfect. So that is working how it's intended to as well. I also want to see if I leave a comment on here. And we want to make sure that this is also reflecting that. Okay, so you can see, I guess they're both Jacob, so they're both my accounts are named Jacob, so that's my fault. Cool, let's see what else we can do. So I think the last thing I want to do before deploying this is I wanted to get the design to look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to actually just feed it the screenshot again. I'm going to say, give it some more things to pay attention to. So I think the font, some of the roundness and the coloring, also the icons. So I'm going to say, make the Okay, so let's give this another go here. See if we can get it to look a little nicer. So you can see it's actually starting to create some tasks to really try and nail down each of it. So let's give it a few minutes and see what it comes back with. Okay, so this is great. You can see quite the night and day difference here. It's looking like 20 times better. So we have all the different views, which we haven't set up yet. The card looks way better. I'm sure we could probably improve the view as well, but basically I would just do the same thing, which is I'd find a screenshot of the details and I would feed it to it. These could use some work on the hovers. They improved the logos even on the profiles. They added cookie crumbs here, which is cool. This is looking way, way better. And so you can see just like a huge improvement overall. You know, obviously I think it needs to update all the components on the page, but overall you kind of get the idea. Let's just fix the search and then I think we're good to kind of wrap this one up. So let's say search bar isn't working. Cards on the board. Looks like it's already almost done here. There it is. Search is working nicely. And so the last thing to do here is to publish our project. So pretty simple. All we need to do is we want to change this to, ideally you change this to workspace. Nobody can access it. Publish. You can also do review security if you want extra check. You can see it's found some issues, but for the sake of this video, we are just going to let these run. But if you wanted to, you just click update them and it would update each one of them, or you can go one by one and tell it to fix them. So let's go back here and you can see our app is being published. Wait for this to load and you can see if I copy this, I'll bring it over here, we'll paste it. There we go. And let's make sure the sign-in is actually working just to make sure. And just like that, we are in the live app. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick video on how to rebuild a tool like Trello, which is simple in nature, but the reality is it's a very profitable and powerful app that's used by companies and people around the world. If you want more videos like this, I'm posting every week, so I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get a discount on your first month of Lovable, I have a code down in the description that you can use to all my viewers, because Lovable has been kind enough to share that and make sure that you guys can all get started building. And so make sure to comment links of what you've been building in the comments, and I will review them on a future video. So I appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.